Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the first ever Cool Hand Builds. I really honestly don't know if the audio is working, so I'm hoping somebody out there will let me know, because slightly different setup to normal. I haven't got my headphones in because I don't really need them. But I need to know whether my audio is good, because I can't get the background music to play. And I don't know why. Unless you guys can hear it and I can't, let me know. We got 2 people viewing. So, yeah, guys, before we start off, just let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Can you see okay? Can you see this display of Lego? I mean, I might need to alter it slightly so that you can see what I'm actually building as well as just the parts. Probably more important you see what I'm building, I guess. But if we can get a bit of both, that'd be great. But I need to kind of iron that out first, because I'm not sure there's any audio. Let's have a look. Why is the background music not playing? Really strange doing this without being able to hear myself. Let's have a look. So yeah, today we're building. I've already forgotten the set number. Can't use my phone because it's there. I think it was 7593. Might be wrong. Either way, we're building the Republic frigate. And hopefully, Mavericks, how are we doing, mate? I just need to know. Thanks for popping along for a start, but I just need to know if you can hear me, and also, can you hear the background music? Because I can't. I can't work out why. It should really be coming out of my laptop, but for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to be any noise. It shows it's playing, but I can't hear anything. So let me know, how's my audio? How is the music, if you can hear any, and then we can get stuck into this build. I'm just going to change my camera angle around as well. You can hear the music, great, fantastic. Why I can't hear it, I'll never know, I guess. I'm assuming you can hear me, because you wouldn't be able to answer that question otherwise. So, music, why is it not playing? All right. Let's have a look. I have no idea. I can't work it out. Strange, because I was hoping there'd be some kind of background music for me, because just kind of feels a little bit weird without the music. My first time streaming without being able to hear the music, and you guys can hear it. I can't. That's kind of weird. I'm not sure how I can fix that. Let's see. Okay, I guess we'll just kick off anyway. So let's get this positioned a little bit better so you can kind of see. So we got the parts obviously here. And as I did mention, if you did see the Instagram or YouTube, I have started building this. The main reasons for doing this live stream is I'm not, as you know, I'm not really a big kind of into the views, who's watching, how many people are watching, that kind of thing. I'd like it to be organic, but I've been building this set for about a week or so now, and I'm struggling to do like a couple of parts a day. So I had a day off today. And I don't know. I feel like I've been trying to watch telly or watch a film while building, and I just either can't concentrate on the Lego or can't concentrate on the film or whatever it is I'm watching, and it didn't have the same vibe to it. I've been watching quite a few other people doing live streams recently where they're just effectively building, but instead of having YouTube or a film on in the background like I would normally have, they're just chatting with their audience, which, you know, I kind of enjoy that, if I'm honest with you. We have the Cool Hang Luke every other week, and that is more of a conversation between people on screen, so it's not really a kind of one-on-one. And obviously I'm quite focused on the stream, so I don't get a chance to kind of interact with the chat very much, which I like to do. So yeah, just if I'm building anyway, why not build it and just film myself building it? As kind of pompous as that seems, I was going to build it anyway, so why not give you guys a chance to see what it is I'm building, see my setup, and have a little chat, talk about what's going on. So we got Papa Rex in the house as well. Papa Rex, how we doing, mate? Glad you could join me. Hopefully you guys can hear the music. Mavericks has confirmed the music is playing. I can't hear it, which is kind of weird because I was hoping for something background music for myself as well as you guys, but I guess I'll have to figure that out on the next stream. So the only other thing I do need to do is I need to check that this phone is charging because I didn't charge it up beforehand. Let's have a look. Right, it's not showing that it's not charging, so let's see if we can fix that first. It might just be this dodgy wire. So guys, while I'm fiddling about, sorting my life out, let me know in the chat what you guys building anything at the moment. You in the process of any Lego builds? Doesn't have to be Star Wars. And if so, how do you like to build? You just build watching telly? Do you sit in the office and build? Do you do it with family? What's your setup? I'd be interested to know how everybody else does it. But what are you building? How do you build? But if not, just what else are you up to today? Do anything exciting? You in work? Let us know. Work out this isn't charging as well. Nightmare today. Just for some reason, I've got all these cables, these C-type cables for different things, and for some reason, certain cables don't seem to work in certain devices. I can't work out why. I don't know whether it's the plug or whether it's the wire or what. So this was charging perfectly fine earlier in this wire. And for some reason, I can't work out why. God damn, technical difficulties, city. Okay, so make all these plans and get everything as organized as possible prior to a stream, and then yet somehow something always seems to go pear-shaped when you come to actually do the piece of work. Kind of the story of my life, but right, a different wire. One's going to be too far away from there. I'm determined not to do a Brent and leave you guys just hanging in the stream. So I'm not going to leave this. I'm not walking away from this. So let's work out how we can do this. Let's try this wire. No, that one's not going to work because it's C-type both ends. I know this one definitely charges my phone. It's just slightly too short. So might be having to. Oh no, I can just move the extension cable. Across there. Wow. The front. Looks a bit weird. Wow. Technical difficulty city. Right. Charge. Yay, we're charging. Right. So why those other wires didn't work, God only knows. Seem to charge everything else okay. So I need to plug. So our laptop is plugged in and charging. Sorry guys, I really should have done this beforehand, but so laptop is plugged in and charging, no problem. Across, phone's charging, that's obviously working. So we need to plug this one into here because I made the fatal error of not charging the tablet so I could follow the instructions. So right, we're slowly getting somewhere. Right, so that's a good view. That's sitting on there comfortably. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Got my building tools. Let's check this is charging. Probably won't be now after all that. So I'm using digital instructions just because I don't know where the instructions are for this set. I do prefer digital instructions sometimes, but on these older sets, if I'm honest, it can be a nightmare because they're not very well rendered. So let's check if this is charging. So for whatever reason, this isn't charging, but thankfully it is full. So I can at least follow the instructions, digital instructions for 7964 Republic Frigate. So let's actually get into it. It's a shame. I really want some music for the background. What is that? Right, check on that screen. So if I do it like that, you can see the parts. You guys can see the parts and some of my gut. I'll just go like that, and then I can kind of build it here, and then you guys can see. Not that you're probably that interested, but so yeah, 7964 Republic Frigate. You can see so far I've built a couple of little pieces. So I got this, and this is what I was kind of building last night. So the instructions, the render's not too bad actually on this, so should be fine. And of course, guys, if you haven't already, like the stream would be really appreciated. And if you haven't had a chance to already, I'm assuming that's where you've seen the advert for this, is over on Instagram. So obviously like and share that if you can. Like I said before, I'm here to enjoy building more than I am to entertain. But I'll do my best to do both. Just bear with me because this is my first time live stream building. And I struggle to focus on things like this without some kind of music or something in the background. So that's kind of thrown me off if I'm honest. So apologies that you just got to hear my voice. Well, actually, no, you guys can hear the music, so you're okay. Someone might have to sing to me. So what are we up to in the chat? Still working on the Maverick, still working on the Batcave shadow box. I should finish it tonight after work. Ooh, okay. So I'm guessing you're in work at the moment. So hopefully not going to get in trouble for tuning in, mate. But yeah, the Batcave shadow box. I think I know the one. That's the kind of is it the flat one? There's kind of shows. No, it's not flat. It can't be flat, but it shows like the inside of the Batcave, and it's got kind of the bits around the side to look as if you're kind of looking through the wall. Just the one to think of. I'm not a huge Batman, certainly not a Lego Batman fan, so might have to school me there. Papa Rex getting ready for work and saw you alive. Oh, you're working. Oh, right. So Papa Rex, you are, if I remember rightly, out in Alaska, is it? the Alaskan guy. I might be wrong. But yeah, so not sure what time it is out there. I believe that's about 8 hours behind minus the hour. So 7 hours at the moment, I would have thought. So it's like what, 8 o'clock in the morning there for you, 20 past 8. So Padawan, how we doing, mate? Thanks for tuning in. I'll have a brief. I know you're a busy guy, but yeah, shoot me any questions, guys. What do you want to know? It might not be about this set. It might just be about building Lego in general. So first I'll tell you about this build. So this isn't, I didn't have this new in box. Obviously to get this new in box would be way out of what I would class as comfortable buying. But a couple of years ago, I say a couple of years, it was before COVID. So I'd say about 2019-ish, maybe. You know, I don't actually know. But a few years back, I saw a guy selling a mixed lot of bricks. It was in one of those big sort of plastic bucket type things. Absolutely full. I'd say probably about 10 kilos, maybe a little bit less of Lego. And he was selling it for about, I think he was trying to sell it for 100. I managed to get him down to like 70, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, I met up with this kid. He was relatively local, gave me the Lego. And yeah, I took it home and I just kind of spent some time sorting through it. And this happens to be one of the sets that were in it. He did also provide me with the instruction booklet, so it made it a bit easier. But there was sets or parts for sets that I found in it that weren't there, and vice versa in terms of the instruction booklets. But there is an instruction booklet for this. But obviously, where I've moved house, as you guys probably know, quite a lot. It's been in storage, and quite frankly, I've got a crate full of instruction booklets, which it's probably in with there. I should have kept the builds I've done separate from the ones I haven't, but because I am trying to go through all my builds and build all the ones I haven't built from my used sets before I start building a boxed sets, just because they're a little bit easier to store. But yeah, so this was in that set, and I think I would say it was probably about 95, maybe 99% of the parts were there, and even a few of the minifigures. So we'll show you those in a sec. So I was quite chuffed with that. Yes, there is some used damage, certainly to the figures, but the parts, any that were particularly bad, I swapped out with parts that I already had. But in most cases, as I've been building it, if I've come across a brick that's kind of looking a bit awful, I've kind of made sure that's earlier on in the build. Or should I say, if I've come across a regular brick, say for example a plate, like something like this, that might be, you know, looking a bit tattier than some of the others, I'll make sure that's on the inside so you don't see it. And you know, sort of essentially I try to make sure the best parts are on the outside if possible. But you know, the condition of them isn't bad. I mean, you're talking probably, you know, 70% quality up to 100% quality. Some of the parts you would think, you know, have obviously never, you know, barely been touched. They look brand new. And I'd say about 90% of the parts are really good quality. So there isn't a real issue with it. I'm quite happy with the general. I think the main issue with a set like this when you buy it used is that, you know, you get these kind of stickers, which they haven't been put on particularly great in the first place, which is kind of frustrating. But they've started to peel away a little bit. That is one of the downsides of buying used Lego. I don't tend to buy used Lego anymore. This was from a time where I'd first gotten back into the hobby. I got back into Lego, Star Wars Lego, and I'd started trying to, you know, at the time I was buying the new sets that were out, the ones I was interested in, but I was also selling off some of my old Lego Star Wars collection and using that money to buy older or some of the new sets. But if I had any spare money, I was kind of trolling Facebook Marketplace, which was kind of ripe for the picking back then. You could pick up some builds like this and sets like this, or bulk buys of Lego for relatively cheap. Whereas now I think a lot more people have cottoned onto it, and people know, even your grandma knows kind of the value of Lego. So it's harder to find those deals. But I can't remember what else was in this bucket. I'll probably remember as I come to those builds, but I remember this was in there, and I was quite chuffed that most of the parts were in there. So yeah, overall, I had quite a good deal when you think about it. Yes, the stickers are a bit annoying. Maybe I can replace some of those stickers and order a sticker sheet from one of these sites, because there are sites out there, if you don't know, that do like copies of and they look exactly the same because I've seen them up close. they do kind of replications of some of the older set stickers, and they're not particularly expensive. But in the case of something like this, I mean, nobody's looking at my display. Generally, when I do content, I don't have my display on show. You know, the stuff that's on the shelf behind me is just random stuff I've thrown up there. So I don't think I'll ever have a full display to the point where I'm like, right, all my sets need to look immaculate. And not only that, but within the next couple of months, this will probably be taken apart and replaced with something else for the space I've got. So that's just the way I build and collect. So yeah. So yeah, shoot me some questions, guys. I'm going to get stuck into the build, and obviously, if you think of anything you want to ask me, shove it up on the chat, and we'll see what's good. But yeah, so first and foremost, we'll get into the figs, I think. So of the 5 figures this should have had, which included a Yoda, it included a Commander Wolf. It included a I can't remember I'm terrible with my memory is not what it used to be, guys. I tell you. I can't remember the name of the squadron, Plo Koon squadron, what their number is. I want to say 312, but I'm probably wrong. Then we got this guy who, for whatever reason, his name always seems to escape me. There's the Clone Wars version of him, and I can't look anything up because my phone's being used for that. But it'll pop back in my head at some point during the stream. And that's it. So we didn't get the, I believe it was Heathcock was one of the other minifigs that should have been in it, the set. He wasn't in it. This guy, relatively good condition, a little bit of a scratch on his face, but overall, not bad condition. There's a crack on one of his arms. He's got a brown Lego body, but there's no cracks on his torso, thankfully. Hairpiece is in good condition. Overall, I mean, he's got a plain black pair of legs, which aren't in the best condition of the whole fig, but easily replaceable because they're just black legs. Wolf was probably the biggest disappointment in this set, because although his helmet is in very good condition and right, I'm just trying to remember which is Wolf now. Yeah, this guy. Although his helmet is in quite good condition, and his torso is okay, no cracks in the arms or the torso. The legs in good condition, the print is in good condition, the helmet's in good condition, except for a little bit of marker there. That looks like they've tried to use marker. The biggest issue was that he came with a random head. I don't know if that's Rowan from the Freemakers, it looks like. So we didn't get Wolf's head, so I'm a little bit disappointed about that. The other clone was fine, everything normal. The only problem is with the other clone is that he's got a pair of white arms instead of the bluish grey arms, which obviously they've swapped out. But apart from that, those arms are quite badly cracked as well. But again, I'm going to be swapping those out for the right colour. But yeah, his helmet's in good nick. His face is fine. His face looks immaculate. It looks like he's had his helmet on since it was owned. So his face, and same with the backpack, jetpack is fine. The Yoda, worst condition probably out of the lot. Severe cracks in the back of his body. I have actually got another version of this Lego Yoda figure. So if I ever get to the point, I'm not really a big figs guy, but if I ever get to the point where I'm going to display figures, I display them as they are, as opposed to with the set. Anyway, I'd prefer to display the set on their own, unless the figure is like, unless it's one cool figure, like maybe Darth Maul with his Sith infiltrator, that kind of thing I might do. But generally I don't, if there's like 5 or 6 figs like this, which aren't, synonymous with the set, I won't display them in front of it anyway. And I have actually got this figure, which is practically brand new. Can't remember whether I bought it new or whether it came with a used set and it was in good condition, but I've already got this figure. So it's the rubber on the head, I think, is the worst part, because obviously it's been played with quite a lot, so most of the print has come off the rubber, which they do after a while with these rubber heads. But yeah, it looks like they've tried to glue his head down as well, so there's a bit of dried glue on the neck piece. So this one is probably only worthy of maybe chucking in the bin, but I won't throw it anyway. But yeah, unfortunately, little Yoda has seen better days, Clone Wars Yoda. But thankfully, like I said, I've got this other fig. So So there's the figs. So I might try and get a Commander Wolf head, which I know will probably be expensive on its own. The rest of the stuff I can swap out from that if I really wanted to. But like I said, I'm not a big figures guy, so they'll probably just go in a bucket with a bunch of other figures. And for what I paid for it, used without figs in this condition, I'd never get it for 70 quid anyway. So to have got all that stuff, as well as, probably the equivalent of another 6 or 7 sets, Star Wars sets, and then maybe another 10 non-Star Wars sets. There were some city sets and stuff, so I've just used those parts. But anyway, parts. There's a lot of big, chunky parts in this build. I'm conscious of time, but I would like to try and finish. So what I'm going to do is you can't see it on the camera, but I'm going to move some of the chunky pieces over to the corner because they're kind of in the way and stop me from really seeing the parts. So we've got all these kind of dishy type parts, not dish parts, whatever you want to call them, but and get those sort of pieces out of the way. And it means I'm going to make so much noise and trash the place while I'm digging, looking for some of the smaller pieces. Put a few big plate pieces in here as well, so I'll knock those out of the way too. Right, that we do. This is another reason why I didn't live stream from the beginning of this build, because this tray that I'm using, which is quite a large tray anyway, like a A2 size tray, this was full and heaving, and obviously I bought this set secondhand, so it always would have been in one big bag, but generally I do dump all the bags, so if I bought this new I would have done that anyway, if I'm honest. So it's just me, weird as it might sound. I come from the background of people who bought Lego, enjoyed Lego, built Lego, and they didn't do numbered bags before numbered bags, so they're all in just one clear bag or one plastic bag. And I kind of, still, even now, I remember those times, and I did that for a lot longer than I've ever built sets with number bags. I probably will do for the next 3 or 4 years, I guess. So I'm gonna have a little dig through, see what I can find, and let's get building. So I'm on stage. It's kind of weird how they do it in the book, because I'm on page 54 and they do kind of sub sections, and I only just realized this, which I don't think I'd ever noticed before, but they kind of do subsections, and each subsection counts up. The way they do it, like per page. So that's where I'm up to. So I'm on page step 13 of one of the subsections of page 56 of the booklet, and this is booklet 1 of 2. So I've got quite a bit of a way to go. Whether I finish it today or not, who knows? But that was my intention when I set a 2-hour time limit. So that'd be plenty of time with no other distractions. Not taking into account the fact that just live streaming itself is a distraction. Because if you haven't already noticed, I do like to talk, which is great because it makes me perfect for live streaming. But all right, so we're gonna get a couple of dish pieces. It'd be great if I could get a third camera up and sort of share my screen so you can see where I'm up to with the instructions as well. But we already know I struggled with this part, so let's not overcook it. You don't see these parts very often. There's loads of them in here. They look like this. It's kind of like a pole piece, but with a... I always feel like I could use them in a mock. To do something a bit more creative. Never do. So right, so we need this, and we need one of these. Yeah, so if obviously I can't show you the instructions. I'm going to try and show them to you briefly, but the instructions, and these have been downloaded, so they're not particular. Obviously, you're not going to pick it up on that camera, but they're not particularly clear. Even when I'm kind of zooming in to see the part, it's kind of really, really blocky. And where these, whatever period in time they decided to transfer these instructions to digital, because obviously digital instructions probably wouldn't have been around when this set came out. It looks like they've almost kind of taken a photo of the book and transferred it to a digital image, because the image is awful. I mean, it can't be that, because the numbers for each page and each subcategory are actually really clear, and so are the like flip the things. But it's hard to describe. When you zoom into it, you can just kind of see the pixels, but only for certain parts of it, the actual Lego pieces. The rest is really clear and defined. So no idea why or how they've done that, but it looks terrible. So thank God for modern digital instructions, which existed in digital version as long as they have it any other way. So we're at the point where we're adding this to this. Just want to double check if I haven't missed any stages here now. So this is you see this in the Clone Wars quite a lot, but it's, if you're a trilogy fan, the prequel trilogy, this kind of, or a version of this appears right at the very beginning of the Phantom Menace, and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn are traveling in a version of this. I don't think it's got the red on it, because it wouldn't have been the Republic as we know it in the Clone Wars. But yeah, this kind of, I actually like the design of this ship, with this kind of long, narrow part down the middle for the main hull, and then kind of beefed up towards the back. And that's the part we're working on at the moment. So we've got this kind of main section. Just wondering whether I could. No, I'm not going to play with the camera now. But... Okay, so let's have a look. So just building on all the additional pieces, which is strange, because I know that if this was Lego, I know Lego enough to know that if this Lego set was being built today, all these extra pieces that I'm putting on now wouldn't be till the end. Just because they're all kind of, I wouldn't say they're fragile, but they kind of, the way they stick out on top of the build, with the gun turrets and things like that. I'm not even halfway through this build, and I'm adding the kind of little bits that stick out, the gun turrets and things like that already. Doesn't seem quite right to me, because they're most likely going to get knocked off at some point before the build is over. So we've got to do 2 of these. So we need to attach a cone piece to the end of these kind of flick fire missile type things, and then we need. So thankfully we're at the point where Lego had started to give you a list of the parts that you need, as well as showing you where they go on the build. It's kind of like as close to the modern type of building instructions as you can kind of get. In that way, the visually it's not particularly great, but it kind of it's easy to follow in terms of the instructions. And I've obviously seen Lego go through some changes, not myself, because I kind of fell out with Lego in the 80s, early 90s, and didn't pick it back up again until the late teens. So you're talking 30 years later. But not 30 years later, 20 odd years later. But I don't know. It just kind of, looking back on some of the instructions, both digital and in real life instructions, it's just crazy to see how far it's come. But yeah, so we've got a list of the parts. So some of these pictures, because they're such poor quality pictures, I'm struggling to see what part that actually is that they've put on there, because it's blurry. but when I look at the top, I can see it better in the little inventory for each page. But yeah, this set in particular, I think they got to the point where they're making it as clear and as easy, as simple as possible to build, but they really haven't kind of ironed out the quality of the instructions, because I'm just looking at this and there's parts of it. It's nothing to do with the app I'm using, nothing to do with the tablets I'm using, because the page numbers, the pictures in the corner, the little boxes that go to arrows are as crisp and as clear as you can get them. But the actual Lego pictures of the Lego parts and build itself are awful, really hazy. So yeah, but it looks like this is the reason why I kind of stopped yesterday and decided that I might do this on a live stream, because a good part where the two builds connect, which is usually my favorite part. So I believe this picture on here doesn't do much justice, so I'm struggling to work out whether this is right, but looks like that goes top of there. No, it's going to go backwards. Wah, 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 wah. So does that go in there? No way. That can't be right. So, as you can see, I'm trying to connect these two parts, and I'm having a real hard time working out. Not because I'm struggling with the build as such, but the picture on the instructions is shocking. It looks like it's like that. Doesn't look right, but I'll push it in and see if it works. So, yeah, there we go. It's all connected nicely. So there we go. So hopefully you guys can see that. So this is where we're up to with the build. You've got this long kind of main part of the ship, at the hull of the ship, and then obviously we've got the back, which is kind of very technic heavy at the moment. And we've got the landing gear, which again, in a big ship like this, you can understand doing that early. But these kind of parts is what I'm talking about, where we've kind of added this dish and this gun turret at the top. I don't understand why they wouldn't have us do that last at the end. It just seems a bit of an unusual decision. So I guess that's something that they've kind of ironed out. And these are things that people don't think of, I think, when you talk about how Lego's developed over time, is that, you know, even the order in which they add parts to it and things like that. So this thing doesn't even stand at the moment. It just kind of wants to fall forward. So I'm going to guess we're just going to kind of leave it like that. And then you've got like some random little escape hatch here. So interesting to see how that works out. So we're on to what would be bag 3. So again, this just goes to show, even when we were having numbered bags in sets, which this set would be, it's crazy to think that all of that would have been just 3 bags, and that's quite a lot of Lego. You know, I'd say we're roughly halfway. And yeah, sorry, that's just 2 bags, 2 numbered bags, because we're about to start bag 3 according to the instructions. So this is just 2 bags of Lego, and of course there would have been maybe some smaller bags inside those bags. I'm not even 100% sure Lego was doing that at that point, because that's not how they started. When they started doing numbered bags, it was literally just a bag with a number on. But yeah, so this is bag 1 and 2. So quite a lot in there. I'd say it's probably only maybe 6 bags in total. So it just goes to show that, you know, a set like this size today would probably be maybe 10 to 12 bags, if not more. So, sorry, 12 to 20 bags, I would say, in total. But yeah, so bag 3. So we can get this bad boy kind of out of the way for now. We'll leave him there just so there's something in shot. And prop him up against that so he'll stand up. So yeah, guys, what I haven't been keeping in touch with the chat, but it doesn't look like anything's going on, so I'm not missing anything. So yeah, Papa Rex, hopefully by now you're ready and you've gone to work. Thanks for stopping in, guys, anyway. But yeah, who's out there? Are you guys building at the moment? Have any questions for me about Lego? Building, Star Wars, life in general. I mean, I really want to go on Instagram now and just kind of see how my posts were received about this live stream, because it was really kind of, I thought about doing it, but it was unscheduled in terms of, it was only about 1:30 today, like 2 hours ago, if that I decided I think I'm actually gonna do it, and checked out some info on Instagram. So it was kind of lastminute.com idea, if you like, in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, I posted it and then just started setting up, so I didn't actually get a chance to look to see if it'd been interacted with at all. Not that really matters, but sometimes it's nice to see. Some people might have added a comment and said, yeah, I'll come on in, or I'll be there, or even may have asked some questions there, because I did say ask questions and join me on the stream if you can. So there may be some unanswered questions there, but we'll see. Perhaps I can have a little bit of a break in a second and see what's going on there. Other than that, yeah, I'm just going to kind of chisel through this. And if you see me stopping every now and then to do this, it's just because there might be a little bit of fluff or dust, or I've had this set in the tray for about a week, so there has been some gathering of dust. The parts themselves are pretty clean, because even when I buy new sets, I go through the parts and check when I do a full inventory of the parts via Bricklink, just to double check everything's there naturally, and then obviously use Bricklink to order any pieces I'm missing, or look through my collection to find any pieces missing. And while I'm doing that, I tend to clean the bricks up. If I get sort of 20 bricks in on the inventory and realize that I've cleaned every single one, then I may chuck them in a bag and chuck them in the wash. I haven't had to do that for a while, because obviously I haven't ordered any Lego sets secondhand for a while, but yeah, I will chuck them in the wash and just give them a good wash, and they usually come up pretty well, just by chucking them in the washing machine. I'll chuck them in like a net bag that you can use for like underwear and stuff like that, or put smaller parts in like a bra bag that you can put in the wash, which protects it. It's supposed to protect the actual bra, but obviously it protects the parts from the drum, but generally they're okay. And then throw that in the wash, only on a small, like, quick cycle, and leave them out on a towel to dry. Don't put any like detergent or anything in there. Just throw it in as it is, and then yeah, they come out lovely, as good as new. Can't do anything about the chips and knocks and dents, unfortunately, but usually not a huge problem. Good thing is about Lego Star Wars, depending on how far back you're going, I found that if I've bought any sets that are kind of from, apart from the last sort of 3 or 4 years, anytime after that, certainly the time I was buying, most of the people have bought those sets to display anyway, even the kids who bought them, so they don't get, a lot of them you can see have never been played with. But if I get to the point where I'm like, right, these are all kind of grubby, I'm going to chuck them all in the wash and not even think about it, I'll do that. But other than that, I clean them up as I go along, so that by the time I come to build the bricks, don't have to. But yeah, this one's got like a little something on it, which I'm trying to get off, but it's not like scum or dirt or anything. It just looks like just maybe a dried on piece of fluff or something, I don't know. But it's probably going to get buried in the Lego bricks anyway, so it probably doesn't even really matter. I'm just being anal, unnecessarily anal. Okay. The other thing I will say about this era of building instructions, and I think this would have been the same for the real bricks as well as the digital. For the real instructions as well as the digital. One thing I'm picking up on is the color. The coloring on here is shocking. Like this, I'm looking at a picture here, which obviously you guys can't see, and it looks to me like it's grey, dark bluish grey and light bluish grey. But it is in fact, and I've only learned this just doing this build, it is in fact black. So let me see if I can show it to you guys on the screen to see if you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Make it a little bit more sense. My camera is better, so right. So here's what I'm building at the moment. So take a look at that. And that is black and white grey. So here's the grey, here's the black. The contrast between that and that is quite glaring. But yeah, that is grey. The only reason I worked that out is because I was looking for a dark grey part which didn't exist. I couldn't find it. Thought I'm missing some bricks, and then when I saw it attached to the larger model in one of these kind of pictures, I realized there's actually 2 shades of dark grey, and then realized it's not grey at all. It's actually supposed to be black. So that isn't great for this era, and that would have been the same for the actual build instructions, real life build instructions as well, because I've come across that issue before. So it isn't just the digital that kind of lets us down. So let's have a look at this and let's put these 2 parts together. I'm just going to clean this one up just a little bit more than the others, because I know it's going to be an external part. It does look like it's got a bit, for some reason, got a bit more fluff on it than the rest. I think we'll try and put another one, because yeah, that one seems to be a lot better for whatever reason. Slam this on there. Single piece. I obviously didn't do as good a job as I claimed to have done with cleaning up these bricks as I was sorting through them, because I don't know how much of this is dirt that is come across since I've had the set, or what was on there when I bought it. I couldn't tell you, but they do seem to be a lot grubbier than I remember them being. And I'm not talking, you know, they're not dirty, they're just probably as dirty as your own sets would be if you buy them brand new and have taken them apart or had them on display for a month or so. So, you know, I dare say that even as used parts, these are probably as clean as a new set you bought last year. Because unfortunately, yeah, exposed to the elements. Right, piece on. Yeah. I really need to stop doing each of these builds. Finish building each part of these builds and then clean up after. There's a really such a waste of time to clean up something that you're just then going to cover over with another brick. Nope, finish the build, finish the build. Yeah, so it's interesting. Would I have bought this set if I was into Lego when it came out? You know, in the position I am in now, would I have bought this set second hand if it wasn't in a kind of if it wasn't in a bulk lot? The answer is probably no to both, because although I do like the ship, and I have said that it's quite a cool looking ship, it's quite unusual because, you know, they haven't done anything like this since. I think there was only ever I don't even think there was 2 versions of this. I think there's only ever been 1 version of this ship. I don't think they made the non-Republic version without the red on. So I believe there's only ever been this version of the build. I might be wrong there though, so if someone knows otherwise, let me know. Yeah, I don't. For the size and what the price would be, you're probably talking sub 200, less than 200, 170-ish in today's money. Probably would have been more like 80, 90 at the time. But yeah, for quite a big build like this, it's just not really my thing. It's just not an important enough ship in the franchise. So I don't think. I'll be honest. I don't think I would have bought it. May have waited to go on a sale or something, but I don't really like, because this comes under the Cad Bane ship that justify a kind of sort of size, shape, pricing. I would have thought piece count not going to be far off that kind of size build. But I'm not really a big fan of those because, just like the Justifier, it's not a particularly popular ship. It's not like it was huge. Now, at the time, if I, while watching Clone Wars, I can understand why this was probably, a larger set for some of the kids out there, and certainly a set that maybe their parents might have bought for them for Christmas or something like that. But again, not like exactly one of the coolest ships in the galaxy. It's not obviously not a Millennium Falcon or a Republic gunship or anything like that. So so I can kind of see why they only made one of these if they did. But it's definitely a bit of an acquired taste to spend this amount and have this larger build for something that's kind of this forgettable, if you like. But luckily, I was able to get it at a really good price, and therefore all of that is irrelevant. So now I'm starting to think now that this section I'm building, there's going to be multiple of these, and there's going to be one on the bottom and one on the top of the ship, which is probably why I can see that some of these plates are in a slightly worse condition than others, because I feel like some would have been on the bottom and a little bit more protected from dust and stuff than the others. So what I really should have done is put the poor quality ones on the bottom this time, so that they weren't as visible when it's finished. But I guess we'll see when it's built. That's too large. This one, I'll leave 2 spaces there. Ray would like to know why I can't hear the music. Does it not play when it's charging? No, doesn't make a difference. Sorry if you're listening to that and hear that. Sorry. Just wanted to see if the volume made any difference. There we go. Forgot to put that on there earlier. I'm wondering if I was to put my headphones in. Play the music then. Strange. Anybody watching this on replay and knows how I can get the music to play on my end. I mean, it's playing for you guys apparently, so it's not a huge problem, but would like to try and work that out. It's kind of a bit boring for me to just listen to myself without any background music. I'm also gonna grab myself something to eat. Just mute this for a sec. Hello. Oaktown, how we doing, mate? Oh yeah, thanks for lurking. And yeah, I was just having a little test while there was nobody in the stream for a few seconds there. Just see if I could work out how to get some audio, because you guys, I can know you guys are hearing the music, but I can't hear it coming out of my laptop, which is kind of weird. Normally I got my headphones in and it works fine in the headphones, which are connected to the phone, because obviously I've got to blur out that sound, but can't get it. So it's, while there was nobody here, I thought I'd just have a little test and see if I could work out how to get some music going in the background for me. But for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to be working. I think that's probably why, because one audio is connected already. Wonder if I unmute it on there. Does that make any difference? Shouldn't. But also means I still can't hear anything. So yeah, strange. Anyway, so what's going on, Oaktown? How's things, mate? If you're lurking, I assume that means you're only watching or listening and you're not able to communicate, which is fine. But if you are able to communicate, let us know what you're up to. Build anything at the moment? Got any content on the way? I noticed you haven't posted anything for a while, and probably the same. But yeah, let me know what you're up to. And if you're not doing any Lego, you're not in the process of building anything, what are you doing? I'm just going to carry on eating some of these pretzels. So, don't want to get petrol dust on my hands,
and I have to eat straight out of the bag.
so apologies for this.
Yeah, so when I put the headphones in, I could hear the audio from the stream, so the music. But it's kind of weird because if you're using a second camera, I've not been able to work out how to fix this issue, but if you're using a second camera like I am, it creates an echo, even with the headphones in, because obviously the sound's coming out of one device going back into the other, and you're not able to, on the phone, for some reason, not able to switch the volume off completely. So it creates like an echo through the system. You've got a second device. Now I've seen loads of other streamers doing it. I don't really know how they do it. Maybe because they've got a better setup. But so I had to patch my headphones into the phone, put the volume on low, and just kind of move the headphones away from me so I can hear my own voice repeating. Whether you guys hear the echo or not, I don't know. Probably not. But this is the only way I could do it. But in doing that, I'm not hearing the audio because obviously I think the audio is going to the headset. I don't know why it wouldn't be coming out of the laptop as well. It should be, but for some reason it's not coming out of streaming out on the laptop for whatever reason. It's showing that it's playing, volume is up and everything, but we're just gonna have to make do with it like that. And as long as you guys can hear something in the background, it's fine. There's nothing worse than a building and just all you've got is your own kind of thoughts in the background. But yeah, we can manage. Hopefully I can get that fixed, sorted for the next stream. If I do one of these again, because I'm honest with you, just kind of last minute decision. Didn't really think about how it was going to work or whatever, other than using StreamYard like I do for my live stream. So my live stream show. So just thought, give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? But yeah. Really surprised that I was able to find a lot of these parts quite quickly. Another reason why I think it's better to do the second half of the build on live stream, not the first, so you guys aren't hearing like all the way through, which might be kind of annoying. What my mentor tells me, shout out to Kirsty, there's something to go by then. It's very annoying. So we're connecting it. I'm double check you guys can actually see what I'm doing here. So it looks like we're working on the external plates on the back of the ship. So yeah, giving it a little bit of, let's see, pattern. I'm just going to zoom forward a little bit to see where this part is going to go on the ship, so that I can work out if it's going to be underneath or on top, and then work out how much of these I need to actually, how clean I need these to be. Looks like it's going to be the top part of the ship. It's going to connect to the back somehow. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So basically, I need to do that again on the other side. And this looks like mostly external. So this particular plate, that gives us some Just some residue on it. Army working on said Oaktown. Just realised I don't actually know what that means. I think you mean listening without interacting, watching without interacting. I'm not sure. I'm also conscious of the fact that I'm looking out my back window for a house that's across the way there. And I see somebody move, just as I looked up, I see somebody move away from the window. And I'm also conscious that it's getting dark outside and I got lights on here, so they're probably looking straight at me all this time. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And as soon as they've seen me, I've seen them. Wait, oh, he's back. What's he doing? Oh, he's sitting at a desk himself. Oh. So there's a guy sat, looks like he's sat at a desk. And I noticed as he sat down, the light came on. It was either the light from his laptop or he's got a ring light or something as well. How weird would it be? This guy that I'm looking at over the way is also live streaming. And weirder still, it would be that he was live streaming a Lego build. And weirder still, he was live streaming a Lego build whilst watching my live stream. And he's the one person who's watching it. That would be weird. Suffice to say, if it gets any darker, I'll just close the curtains. So we're good for now. So who's excited for Christmas? I'm probably a little bit less excited for Christmas now than I was this time yesterday or yesterday morning. Don't want to get into too much detail on the stream, but looks like I'm going to be laid up or recovering from a surgical procedure and operation over Christmas, which kind of had the option. Kind of chose that myself. The other option was to have it either closer to Christmas, which would be probably worse in the grand scheme of things, or to have it just after Christmas and before New Year. Neither of which is ideal. I don't think there is such a thing as ideal, especially when you work in retail like me, but it is an elective surgery, so I did have some element of choice, but I certainly didn't want to put the surgery off any longer, because I've been waiting 2 years. So that wouldn't be a good idea. That was never on the cards, and I don't think anybody involved in my decision making would have suggested I do otherwise. I think the bit that I was a little bit kind of unsure of, a little bit guilty feeling about, is the fact that I chose the one that kind of suited myself, my partner, fiance, and my ability to get back and forth to the hospital, and the date that was kind of closest, because it meant that I didn't kind of have this idea of a surgery looming, which has already kind of not left me in the best position when I've got a surgery coming up. So all those things. So I chose what was better for those, or was a better decision on grasping things for that, as opposed to putting my team and my store first. If I put my team and my store first, I would have had the surgery that was um, after Christmas, but just the day before New Year's Eve, which also wasn't ideal, really. And I don't really want to be laid up for Christmas or New Year's. But the way it works now is that I'll most likely be off work, certainly for the lead up to Christmas. You're looking at 2 to 4 weeks of recovery, 6 weeks before I'll be back to like normal work, could be even more. And that's kind of confirmed at the moment. But now I wasn't trying to put the company first. I'm just talking about my team and my store. Because obviously, in terms of the company, I don't think no matter what time you're having off, and you certainly wouldn't think about my needs if they were making a decision that affected me. So I didn't feel really guilty about that, if I'm honest. But I did feel guilty about my team and my store, and the fact that I'm the store manager and I'm not going to be there for the sort of busy 4 weeks of Christmas, or busy 3 or 4 weeks of Christmas. And then when I do go back, I'm going to be kind of less physically capable. So a little bit guilty about that, if I'm honest. But unfortunately, I did have to put my own needs first, not just because of my health, because obviously the operation was getting done either way, but because if I'd had it any closer to Christmas, it would have been difficult for anybody to get me back and forth to the hospital, and for my fiance Kirsty to be with me when I came out and to help me. And it also would have meant that I was kind of laid up at a time of year. There was another time of year that was quite busy, which is like in the first couple of weeks of January. So effectively, I just chose to have it now because I ain't got to worry about it for long. Get it done out of the way, and then I might still be off work for Christmas, for the weeks leading up to Christmas, and possibly Christmas week and New Year's week. I would be better enough by then, at least, to enjoy my time, as opposed to having it on 20th of December, where it would probably be that by Christmas Day I'd still be in bed, not be able to do much. So there wasn't many options, in fairness, but if I chose not to take any of the dates before Christmas or just after Christmas, then I would be put back on the waiting list, and God knows how long I'd be waiting. So yeah, probably more information than you guys really wanted. So sorry for going off on a tangent there, but yeah, another reason why I did the stream, I guess, is because I kind of wanted to take my mind off that. Been a little bit heavy on my mind at the moment, and I just feel like my favourite kind of hobby, apart from Lego, to sort of take my mind off things and make me feel better with myself, being when I've been streaming, mostly on the Koran live episodes. But we haven't got one of those schedules for more days, so just thought, I don't want to say vent here, that's not really what I'm doing, but to just have somewhere to come, and even if I'm talking to myself and nobody's there and nobody's listening, I feel like getting out and whilst doing something I enjoy, it makes me feel a bit better. So yeah, but interested if anybody is out there listening to hear their thoughts, what they think. I made the right decision to have my operation while I could have somebody with me to take me to hospital and back, and someone who could be with me for I've got to have somebody with me for 24 hours after. That was only possible if I was to have it now. If I had it later in November even, or New Year's Eve, if I was to have it then, or day before New Year's Eve then. Kirsty is going to be less capable, less able to sort of free herself up from her job, and I wouldn't want to put her under the same pressure as me. So, yeah, but just knowing that by having it now, again, done and out of the way, and I'm not as much of not a burden, but not sort of putting too much expectation on my fiancée Kirsty to have to try and take time off at key points in her job as well, which you would probably do. but it just, I don't see the point of upsetting her team, her store, even for like a day or 2 days or whatever it might be, just for the sake of me, as well as doing that to my own team for a longer period of time. So I just thought we have it now. She's able to take that time off, a little bit more flexible, without having so much of an effect on her store, her team. I don't have to worry about the procedure for weeks and weeks and weeks. So I'm only going to like wait, whatever it is, 2 weeks, 2 weeks and a couple of days, as opposed to like 7 weeks or longer or whatever, depending on what time I had it. But certainly longer, because I wasn't doing this day very well. So yeah, so overall, is the right thing to do. And I've spoken to my team about it briefly, and they, first thing they all of them said was, we didn't know what I've been through with this pain and this issue I've been having, medical issues, that, you know, your health comes first. Which I know is probably a bit of a throwaway kind of comment to make, but I know they mean it, because I know that they know how, like, committed I am to them in the store, and that I haven't been able to work or commit myself the same way since knowing about this operation, or since I've had this, since I've needed this operation. The other thing is that, which my fiance rightly pointed out, is that if I was to wait, have it any later, my performance in work would be affected anyway, but instead of just physically, it'd be mentally, because obviously the job does get more challenging all the time of year, because I work in retail. So the closer I get to Christmas, the harder things are going to be. And the reason I'm having the surgery in the first place is because it's limiting my physical ability. So I would normally be worrying for the next sort of 6-7 weeks or whatever it was. If I was to take the 30th of December, let's just say, for argument's sake, I'd be worrying for 6 or 7 weeks, you know, having some anxiety about the operation itself. But on top of that, my physical health would just deteriorate more, because I'd be more physically challenged at a busier time of year. So it's kind of a double whammy, really. And I just didn't really want to go through that. I think my team would rather, and I know I'd be the same if it was my store manager, my team would rather me be at home recovering because I've had the operation than be in work struggling, waiting for the waiting for the operation, and not able to do my job to the best of my ability. And if I'm off work, they can find cover for the store, another manager can cover the store. Whereas if I'm in work, they can't give me that cover. Yet I'm still not able to work to my full potential. So I guess essentially it's, you know, the sooner I have it done, the better for everybody. But especially because I've been waiting nearly 2 years. But yeah, that still doesn't make me feel any better about kind of, you know, Christmas, the busiest time of the year in retail, and I'm kind of like, cheerio guys, I'm going to have an operation. So yeah, it is what it is, I guess. So I have these pieces, these kind of, I don't see them around very much now, but these kind of wedged, kind of curled, they kind of curve down as they go out. I love these pieces. I thought, well, just great opportunity to add some. I don't think they were particularly used very well in sets that I've seen in. Remains to be seen on this set. But they're definitely good for adding some kind of layer of texture. Just kind of make things blocky looking, because they tend to be. Right, I've missed. Do I need one of those? Two of those, and then two of these. In these corners. Just want to check you guys can actually see what I'm doing here. I don't know whether I really zoom out a little more. I'll zoom out a little more. No problem.
while the camera's live. You guys can see that, all right? I can see some of the parts, probably more than I'd like. Just wondering if tuning portrait would be better. That's okay.
You can see what I've done so far, and you can see this part, so
Maybe I just need to remember to put it in the middle. Just start getting a lot of parts going on now. So I'm going to start grabbing the parts out first. Make sure I got the right parts. So I'm not confused. One of them. One of them. Oh, this picture's awful. One of those right. These and
this is a part I really like as well. This kind of where the one side is kind of horizontal, one side is vertical, kind of indentation to add some texture to the book. Probably one of the best things they've done. Simplest, best things they've done in Lego.
so these are going in here. I've missed something here now. I missed something. Why does that look like it's shocking? So yeah, I've definitely done something wrong here. Let's look at what I've done wrong. Wow, supposed those are sticking out way more than I thought they would. So I need to backtrack a little bit because there's something not quite right here. They should be flush with that. What have I done wrong myself?
So here you can see I'm trying to put these parts on. And this black piece that's sticking out here should be sticking out by 2. So it's sticking out by 1. So I've made a mistake there. First mistake. Wow.
Why does it? Yeah, that's right. I haven't put that in the wrong place. I just missed two places that I should have put on. Those should have gone there. Try and miss them way back. So all this is fine. Yeah, glad I didn't actually take it off because I've been completely missed 2 parts. So it was definitely the right time to start checking out all the bricks first. Wait, no, where's that? Yeah, I think I have to do that a bit more. Make sure we got the right parts before I move on because almost missed that entirely. So 2 of these, 2 of those, and 1 of these. I'm back. I'm doing well overall. How are you, Ryan?
Great, mate. I wouldn't say great, actually. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, I'm good. I'm I've got nothing to really grumble about. You may have missed what I was chatting about just now. But long story short, without going through it all again, is I'm going in for a surgery. I know I messaged you about the time change for the one after the All-Star show that we're going to be doing. So there's surgery coming up, and means that I'm going to potentially, but very likely, be off work definitely be off work for the run up to Christmas. I'll be off work very likely for the kind of week of Christmas, and I would say probably most likely Christmas week, which means I'll have Christmas off work, and then I'll either be going back just after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year, or New Year. It's hard to say because you're not able to tell me how much rest time I need until I've had the operation. But looking online in the paperwork they've supplied me, it says, 2 to 4 weeks rest, and then more time off required if you work in a job that requires manual handling. So what I guess they mean by that is if I worked in an office and I was just kind of sat at a desk tapping things in all day, nothing wrong with that obviously, but if that was the job that I had, I'd probably be able to return a bit sooner because I can just kind of sit down and carry on with my work. Because mentally I'd be fine. But because I work in a job where I'm not only have I got to be on my feet all day long, and don't really have an opportunity to sit down on the job at all, apart from when I'm on break, obviously. But also, the job requires manual handling, and not even sort of some short periods. It's literally like the majority of the job is manual handling. So, that feels really horrible, man, to kind of play it over the top. There's hardly anything to sort of keep it in place. It's just this, forced here, forced there. So even as I'm putting it on, I feel kind of that. Oh, right, it's getting properly. No, but even now I've got that plate on there, and I can kind of press the plate where the gap is, and kind of you can feel it kind of underneath. So it's not particularly sturdy. I don't know why they wouldn't just put like another 1x4 brick across the middle there just to keep that a bit more sturdy. If my parts bag was nearby, I would just throw like an extra, maybe even a 2x4, a 2x2 brick into there just to kind of keep it a bit more stability. But there you go. I'm assuming they know what to do. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, so they don't know how serious it's going to be, but it's likely that because of my job, where I'm manual handling throughout the day, anything from sort of carrying stuff back and forth to unloading deliveries. So I wouldn't be able to do any of that, but that doesn't mean I can't return to work. But it's not a job where there's any kind of light duties. So I can't be like, well, I'll go back, well, I'll only do this, this, and this. And of course, being a store manager is difficult to kind of, resign yourself to not doing certain things anyway. So we'll see how that pans out. But I would like to think, as a complete guess, that I'll be off until sort of Christmas, and then I'll probably come back in the new year and do light duties. But we'll see. But yeah, I wouldn't say that's something that's bothering me, but it's like news and what's going on with me at the moment, and it is giving me a little bit of anxiety knowing that I've got to go into hospital and have the operation, but also the fact that I've got a team down to some degree by not being there for Christmas is kind of eating at me a little bit, but as it is where it is. We all got it, so. Everyone make sure to hit the like button. Yeah, well said, Oaktown. I'm just going to step off camera a bit, guys, because I'm not going to shut these curtains because it's now dark inside and light in here with lights on. So maybe not that there's nobody's kind of close by or overlooking our garden. So they can probably see me anyway, but our house is across the way. And then I'll be thinking, what the hell's that guy doing just staring out the window talking to himself? Okay. Whoa. So it's 4:30. So I'm going to be finishing at about 5 o'clock. I was honestly hoping that I was going to finish this build by then, but weirdly, unusually, I managed to keep on toes with myself more than I was expecting. So yeah, definitely an unusual way to pass the time and to build. This is my first time building whilst live streaming. And if I wasn't live streaming, I would just be building this setting anyway, or maybe I would be doing something else, watching telly or something. But I just wanted to change. That's why I'm here. And obviously, if nobody comes to view it, there's no loss for me because I'm just going to be building it anyway. I'm just kind of building it with a potential audience. And that's about it. So, but it's hard to say at this point whether it's been enjoyable. So I'm kind of just talking to yourself. And not necessarily be listening. And kind of weird you out a little bit. But still one more person who would have been talking. And if I was young then. Oh. So, Gavin, if you're still there, mate, ask me some questions. But also, are you excited for Who Hung Luke episode 9? When did it come in? When you will be the special guest. How long last? I hope you're excited. We need to think of a theme, what we can discuss. I kind of come to the conclusion now that having one underlying topic and one kind of soft topic, sort of side topic, is round about the sweet spot. I've made a mistake, obviously trial and error, but I'm trying to talk about too many topics. I think probably because earlier on, when I started the streams, I didn't realise it was going to last this long. There was a lot of things I wanted to talk about. But now that it seems to be steadily sort of growing and certainly keeping going, and obviously it's getting a little bit more interest as time goes by, made me realise that it could potentially be a bit more long term. And therefore, I need to kind of spread things out a little bit. So rather than trying to spend 10 minutes discussing 10 different topics, rather spend like 2 hours discussing it right to the max, which seems to have worked slightly better. At least feels better anyway, but let me know what you think. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting to move this so you guys can even see it. Let's move this a little bit to see if it works better to go this way. Is that better? Yeah, because you're seeing less of them. Seeing less of the random bricks. More of less of the bricks and more of the build. You can also see a little bit of my it's a little bit of my stomach down here as well. So, you can just see the bottom of this t-shirt, which just has my name. Now it just says legendary Disney stuff. New York? No, should I buy a new? Anyway, Disney store. Oh, got a couple of mince pies with me as well. Getting that seasonal. Seasonal snacking. Vibe. Yesterday I found mince pie frangipans. And if anybody watching doesn't know what that is, a frangipan is like an almond flavoured kind of sponge cake. And they're amazing. But I found mince pie versions, they still got that almond spongy cake type vibe, if you like, flavour, consistency, but with mince pie thing. So probably sounds a bit, now that I'm saying it out loud, it actually sounds pretty awful, but it tastes amazing. Not almond cake isn't that perfect for me. I like things like Battenberg and those kind of things, so it's perfect for me. And then you're celebrating Christmas as well, because I do tend to go a bit deep on the mince pies, and then by sort of Christmas I'm from fed up with them, so just for taking time, I bought a pack of mince pies, and shout out to my mum who makes fantastic homemade mince pies, but never seems to want to bring me any. Yeah, so I bought a pack of mince pies and thoroughly enjoyed them. Struggling to find a palette. Now can't even ask for help from the viewers at home, because I've moved, literally just moved the camera. You can see more of what I'm building and less of the actual bricks. Otherwise, it seems to be a bit of message and saying, right there, left hand corner. There we go. So these are the parts we need next. So I've just realised that there's some of these pages in this instruction book that actually show the sort of maybe that's why it's not here. They show kind of like the build, or the sort of side build if you're doing it, and then show where it goes. I think that's the only time they're doing it, because when it's just parts that have got to be added on, they literally just chuck them on. Whereas I think current Lego sets, it does show an arrow where it goes as well, or it shows the parts highlighted. And we're not at that stage yet with this build, at least. So again, as much as I thought this was kind of almost modern day, it does compare slightly. So just at the moment we're just getting a little display of all the parts in the corner, the box in the corner, which obviously hasn't with the piece itself, and then they're just on the set in the same picture. So you can kind of work out where to go yourself. Probably another reason why I was struggling to just concentrate on this set, because if I was doing a modern set, I could watch telly, enjoy the film or TV show, whatever, and enjoy the build. Or I was struggling with this one because obviously visually it's not great in the digital version of paper instructions that they've done with some of these old sets, mixed with the building strategy, which is kind of still a bit half-assed. Yeah, it doesn't seem to work as well. I did some recruiting for the stream, essentially, whilst I was volunteering as a crew member for the Recommend Book Festival in the UK and other different shows. I mentioned to some parents who were talking about how their child likes watching YouTube. I did mention to them that, come along to my streams on my channel, gave him the channel name, and just sort of said, mentioned that it's kind of family friendly. And it'd be interesting to see if any of those guys added me, or might watch something like that, so watch the backlog, or maybe even tune in something. But if you're watching this on replay and that's you, or your parents put you on to me because of that, let me know. I've always kind of been of the belief that to a certain age, no child should be unsupervised watching YouTube. And that's not necessarily because the content might be harmful from in the classic sense, but it may be, I think, the amount of adverts that happen even in the child version of YouTube, the amount of adverts and kind of digital footprint that they're trying to create for children these days, and that in itself is, not a great thing. So for that reason, I feel like any YouTube for a child should be supervised anyway. But obviously, some parents are a different generation really than they ever known YouTube to be around. Therefore, don't see it as much of a threat, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. Each to their own. But it would be interesting to see if anybody had spoken to it. Watch my content and deemed it appropriate for their child to watch. Hopefully that's the case. And they can watch even if they can't comment. Because I got into Lego at a young age, there was no such thing as YouTube or the internet, right? Or it would be nice to have something like this and try to encourage the next generation of builders and viewers and content creators maybe. Try to encourage that as much as I can by being as as healthy to watch as possible. So let's have a look. Why is the picture changed in the background? Let's get some excited on that. Don't know why that changed to black. Do it right now. Now. Two of these. 9 out of 10 like a speed builder. Looking through this because they have cars. No problem. I've finished yet. I would like to build that on at least get this onto the main build if I can. Just watch it. Strap in. Because we're going for a ride. Speed build ride. No, not at all. Yeah, it's just change up the time a little. See how much I can get on. I'm sure it's this time. There. 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 So there should be a brick with stickers somewhere. Oh, but I haven't used it somewhere else. I shouldn't have. Set them on water. Nope, there it is. See, now that's stickers in.
quite good condition. So, it's a shame it wasn't outside. I guess that's the case. So I need that, 2 of those pieces, great. I think it's black. There's one.
Where is number 2?
2 of those bad boys. Go in there. Those are good. There. Those are strange. Where'd you do things? Okay, and these are going. And there. Can't find the keys. How is it? I am really sure to find these all the time. Now there's specifically less Lego parts here. I'm really struggling more. Or was it just my eyes? So I need 2 of these kind of realistic pieces. Don't really see very often in Lego anymore. Intended purpose. The original intended purpose. Actually, these aren't either. These aren't inside. These aren't outside. I thought they were going to be control type gear things. Looks like they're not. 2 of those. 2 these red pieces. Go there and there. And then those little pieces, rounded pieces. Snap together because recently I came across a pile of parts in a bag that were 4 sets that I owned. Sets that I bought from a mix lot and with all the parts, with all the parts came directly. The set was kind of bagged up and stored away, so I just kind of labeled these bags saying, like, in this case, Republic Frigate. I kept that in a separate bag, so when it came to build part of the set, just come grab that bag and show it. I think that's what I've done. I think the parts that I've ordered for it, make sure they're here, we're in that little separate baggie, or am I just behind? Oh no. There they are. Hopefully that is the case with this build, because it's been such a long time since I ordered it. I ordered the parts, the missing parts for this. I can't actually remember whether I put them in the bag or not. It happened recently, about 6 months ago with set of build. Couldn't find some missing parts. When I looked up quickly, I didn't have any outstanding parts on order. And I thought that was really odd, because I would have kept it separate until I got all the parts for it. And then I found some parts in a separate bag, along with a load of others. But because obviously everything was stored at that point, don't remember going back through them and finding the rest of the parts and making sure they go where they belong. So I was worried that was in the case here, so it's okay. So fingers crossed we can get at least a little bit further before that comes in true.
Wow. Wow, that petrol just really didn't want to come out. But it did. Mm. 5 minutes. Might go overtime. Just to see if I can get this part attached to the mini body. Bye. Mm. 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 Nothing beats powdered sugar on this bike. Mm. Mm. Come on, man. See how bad you can get now. So, those string ends. You can do it. Oh, that was good. I need another one. I don't know about anybody else, especially if you're a Girth gang member. But whenever I have technical difficulties now, I can't help but sing the Brent's mic song. Don't matter what, even if the technical difficulties I have with the mic, because as happens, the mic seems to be the one thing that works pretty all the time. But yeah, I just have that kind of song in my head. Kind of singing it to myself. Brent, never even good old Brent. Good old Brent. No, Brent is one of the publishers of deciding factors on me starting a YouTube channel. Because although I actually started a YouTube channel years before, I'd heard of ACOB before ACOB, so even ACOB. In fact, it was like 2017 I think I started a YouTube channel. I never made any of my videos public, so one day, but I just was a bit too critical of myself and didn't have the right setup, so I just kind of never had it fizzled out. But I thought about doing it for quite a while. Didn't know how I was going to do, what kind of content I was going to be doing, what it was going to look like. And then I kind of influenced by a few other YouTubers, ACOB being, I guess, one of them. Certainly their sort of style of chatting. And not because I was like, ooh, I want to copy that, that's what I want to do. But more like, these guys sound like me. So, yeah. And these guys have the same kind of banter that I have with my friends. And these guys kind of bounce off each other the way I bounce off people when I'm talking to them. So it was almost like watching them was like watching back a video of myself when I'm with friends and family. And so I just kind of connected to it and it was like, wow, this is, and if they're making it work, it's something I definitely do. So rather than spending time thinking about what my content's going to look like, what I should do, I just looked at that and thought, I'm not actually going to try to do anything. I'm just going to be me. Because, whether that's them or not in real life, I don't know because I haven't met them yet. But I can say that you seem like they're just being themselves and being natural. it's working for them in terms of like people would be interested in it. And that was the thing for me. It wasn't always about how many views I'm going to get and how many comments and how many likes I'm going to get. That's kind of irrelevant. For me, it was about having fun, doing something I enjoy. It needs to be a hobby, so it needs to be something I actually enjoy doing and not feel like it's a chore. Otherwise, it defeats the object. But also, it needs to be natural. It needs to be something I'm natural at. I don't want to be like, I need to stop being somebody else now before I press play on the stream, before I go live on the stream. I want to be able to just press it and be like, hey, this is me. And it'd be entertaining. And it'd be something worth watching. So the last part, I guess, is probably the most subjective because all the rest of that is natural, easy, and kind of just me being myself. Whether it's entertaining or not, you guys can decide. So you have to tell me if not, and I'll improve things to be. But yeah, getting back to the point of the same is that I already had the idea that I wanted to kind of do something similar to them, but not like copying them. It's certainly similar in terms of I also want to be myself and have banter and chat about Lego and fun things. Probably a bit more Star Wars focused than they are, because I did watch their streams back then and kind of struggled to follow along as well with the non-Lego episodes, just like with the Lego episodes. Which is fine, but obviously I'm not expecting everybody to make all the time I want all the time, but it was definitely still watchable, so still enjoyable, should I say. But yeah, so I just thought, that's wrong, I want to be myself on the screen. I want to have fun and chat with my friends and discuss Lego and in between, Star Wars and in between. So yeah, I'm going to do something similar, but also in more of a chat show host type way. So that influence, I think, probably came more from watching people like Shy. Shy Thomas Martin. Yeah, anyway, so, but I was kind of on the fence with it, you know, I don't want to make mistakes, I don't want to look like an idiot, I don't know what I'm doing. And then I watched that episode, which I was actually watching live, friends of mine just kind of was playing it, and he left us in the stream. And I was kind of there, people there waiting again. Is this real? We actually just sat there kind of waiting for him to come back, and is he going to come back at all? And it made me realise, without it kind of sounding awful to Brent, because obviously, I love about this or whatever. I think he's fantastic. But it made me realise that, you know what? I don't think it matters how confident you are in your own ability. It's just about whether people have got the patience to stick around when things go pear-shaped. And in his case, they did, because there was how many of us kind of waiting patiently and really didn't even bat an eyelid over the fact that he'd gone. And we were supporting him when he came back, and it was like, yeah, carry on. You're an entertainment. So that made me think, you know what? It wasn't a case of, if he can do it, I can do it. It wasn't that at all. It was more of a, these guys obviously not taking themselves too seriously. And they kind of taken any errors and mistakes in their stride, so should be able to do the same thing. So here we are. Right, some large dish pieces. Large dish pieces. I'm going to give them a quick look. They tend to pick up fingerprints more than anything else. Joel's Bricks. How are you doing, mate? Sorry, I didn't see your message earlier. Yo, Oaktown, what's going on? Or Wagwan, as I know you like to say, or your friends like to say, sure, after watching a few more of your live streams. But yeah, not much going on here, mate. Just about to sign off, to be honest with you. Doing my first ever live build stream, never done before. Just thought I'd give it a go because I wanted to build this set anyway, and I was already in the process of building it anyway. Just thought, well, why not just switch the camera on? At least then I'm not talking to myself, but to be honest, I have been most of the time. at least it can form some kind of entertainment for somebody, maybe down the line, or briefly for 10 minutes. Or it can be added to my legacy. Something I can look back on in a couple of years' time and think, you know what, this is where I came from. So that's all I was really thinking. Building a set anyway, so we should do our stream at the same time. We've learned some things. I certainly have learned a few things about what works and what doesn't work just during the stream. So yeah, that'll be fun to look back at one day. How are you doing anyway, mate? Wagwan. Wagwan, wet. What are you up to? Building? Any content in the works? If no to any of those two questions, or even if there is, yes to any of those two questions. What are you up to right now? Excited for Christmas? What's going to be under the Christmas tree? What would you like to be under the Christmas tree? Kind of decided yesterday what's going to be under the Christmas tree for me. And it looks like it's going to be some curtains for the living room. No, jokes aside, my partner and I again, fiance and I getting married later next year. So our focus is primarily on that financially at the moment, but we don't tend to go overboard. Over the last couple of years, we've kind of cut down on what we buy for each other for Christmas. For obvious financial reasons, but last year we really scaled it back. We decided to do the same again this year, but this year we're literally just gonna we're gonna buy each other some small gifts, but rather than buy bigger presents or like big presents even for each other like we did last year with a big present, we are literally just gonna use the money towards getting some stuff for the house that we like, so we can justify the cost. And I was going to get some curtains and stuff for the living room. We have got curtains, like it's empty, but we just want some nice tidy new ones. So we're going to do that with the money instead. But I mean, at the end of the day, I've got Lego sets galore that I've not built, brand new in the box, and Lego sets like this one that I've had for years, never built, even though they're used. So I don't really need any more stuff, if I'm honest. I stopped needing stuff probably about 6 years ago. But I carried on buying. I do buy it for myself throughout the year. So does my fiance. I'm going to Brickwood next year, so we're treating ourselves plenty. So yeah, nothing under the tree really for me. We'll see. Pretty good. Thanks. Just finished editing the audio for tomorrow's vid. Ooh! So what is tomorrow's vid? I forgive me if I'm out of kilter a little bit with your content, because I did do, when you were going to be a guest on the show, I watched them. I also watched them after seeing them in Oaktown. So I have watched some of the videos, but I don't think I'm at the point yet where I'm familiar with what days you stream, what days you do videos, anything like that. Thought I remember in your last video, you saying that you do I thought it was a stream every Wednesday, but I'm not. There's so many people out there that I watch, and obviously sometimes I watch the films and they say things like that and it's old, so obviously it's already out there. So I don't really know. So apologies for that, but yeah, if you've got set days that you do live or whatever, let us know here now and treat it like a bit of a plug, I guess. Okay, so we got to the bit that I wanted to get to before I went off, before I finished the stream, which is to connect this big part to this small part. So everything I've built so far is kind of all in one piece to some degree. So I'm going to do that now. I'll make sure you guys can actually see it. So we're connecting these two out. Really, honestly, I saw when I built this, I thought, wow, this is going to be quite a big set. Thinking that this was going to be like here somewhere. But adding this literally to the back half really put into perspective how big this build really is. It's huge. I've got to try and click these bricks in something I said earlier in the stream, which I found strange, I don't think Lego does it now, is that they've had me attach all these kind of, you can kind of see in the camera, all these kind of little gun turrets and aerials and dishes at this stage. Whereas I think nowadays Lego would have you put them on last, because I'm at the part where I'm still putting all these Technic bits together and rods together and trying to connect all the things to one big thing. So it's kind of weird for me to be doing that after all these pieces have been put on. So yeah, we're obviously at that point. So I'm sure I've got these right now. So push that in, push that, and push those in. There you go. So far so good, as you can see. Quite a large build. Well, this thing's got to be at least 60 centimeters long. Maybe a little bit less, maybe 50 centimeters long. It's quite good. You've already put it down there so you can kind of see. Don't know if anybody out there has this set, but I just want to try and put it into perspective of just trying to see it. Just put it next to the set. So here is the Republic, the most recent Republic gunship, the Carson Gap gunship, sorry. And this build is, so you can see this, kind of see the size there. So it's about 4 to 6 tons longer than this box at this point. And this is quite the bigger size boxes. So it's beautiful, and that way you can see there's still all these plates in the corner, which are all piled up, so you can't see the dimension from there, and all these bricks still to go, which they always look like less than they end up being. So that kind of says something about what's left in the build. So yeah. But yeah, going to be finishing up soon. Joel, yeah, so I post Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. Really? Alright, so that could be anything, yeah. So that could be short, more than long content. So yeah, so I post Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I thought I remember seeing something on yours where I was watching it. It was obviously posted on the Wednesday at some point. And you said, I'm going to post it again next Wednesday. Maybe it was something in particular. With streams, I don't normally stream much, but this month I want to get more into it since I'm doing a 24-day charity stream in December. So yeah, ooh, 24-day charity stream in December. You have to hit me up on Instagram about that because I don't actually know what that is. If it's anything like a 72-hour stream where other people can get involved, I'd love to be able to get involved in that myself on my channel. But maybe it's something you guys have got in your own little sort of group. So yeah, let me know. What's that? I'm interested in that. What set is that? So we're doing the I keep forgetting the set number. We are doing the 7964 Republic Frigate, which, you know, even looking at the pictures here, it doesn't look like that big of a set. This is an absolute monster, and it's still got a ways to go because now I'm looking at the instructions. I've still got to put, well, you can see the back here, where these dishes are, there's still going to be like these parts are going to be sticking out here. I'll do on the side so you can see back in that camera. These parts are going to go into here, and then there is some like engine sort of thrusters and stuff at the back. So I kind of really, yeah, I might not pick the right set to sort of start it, because this is going to be humongous. I don't know where the hell I'm going to display because it won't fit on these shelves, because these shelves are probably not wide enough anyway, but certainly not deep enough. They're only about that deep, so I can only put certain things on there. So this is more of a non-Lego display for like figures and artwork and other bits and pieces. This was never supposed to be for Lego. The Lego shelf is supposed to be going across this wall here. You can't see at the moment. When I eventually do it, I'm going to have to do three shelves attached to the wall, because if I put a unit in, I'm going to lose more space from the room, and we'll have nowhere to put that unit if it comes to take it down. So I'm going to put shelves here, and then I can swap them out a little bit easier. So yeah, so it's that set. I'm not sure own it. I'm pretty sure they only did one version of this, certainly only one Republic version, but I think there may be another version of the set. I'm pretty sure it was all burgundy. It was the one from the beginning of Phantom Menace. Earlier on I said it was all grey, but it's not. It was all burgundy,
all like reddish colour.
Sheesh, you're going to do some more streams building the rest of it. Yeah, I think I will now. I've got to be honest. Obviously I didn't do this, like I said, for views and likes. I was building it anyway, so really I was just having another camera and someone to talk to if there's someone there. I suppose just sitting on my own watching telly building. But I've actually kind of enjoyed it. But there have been points where I've been practically talking to myself. I looked up and there's like no viewers. And other times there have been 2 or 3 people. So, but even when there has been a couple of people, there haven't been like a lot of chatter, which is fine, you know, except my first stream. But I've actually quite enjoyed it. So my temptation was to switch this off and then go and finish it downstairs or whatever. But I think I might leave it now and try and finish the rest, especially now when I know that there's no way I'm going to be able to display this anytime soon. I think I might leave it and then carry on with it on another live stream another day. Perhaps I'll plan it a bit better and maybe get some more people in and make it a little bit more exciting for people. So, well, I'll get back to that. Something I've decided I'm going to do. I'm building a bag of the Home Alone set every night whilst trying to raise me a charity. Wow, amazing, mate. What? So, what did you say it was? Whoops. December, right? So you might not have seen, but I'll see when you came on. I don't know if you're talking about it, but I'm going to be laid up in December after having a surgery hospital at the end of November. I won't be like in bed that whole time, but I will be on like R&R because the operation means that I can't move around too much. But I will be able to sort of sit here and stream most likely and be knocking about the house. So yeah, I'll be definitely free in December, mate, so I can try and watch parts of that, if not all of it, hopefully. Donation wise, I might not be able to help you out so much because it's quite a tough time of year, and as I've already said, I'm saving for the wedding. But I can certainly help you to promote it, at least with my own sort of followers, and see if we can get some more people along and get some donations. We can hop on the stream whenever you're as well. Oh, mate, honestly, yeah, that'd be great. Well, it depends on what you mean. Do you mean as a viewer or as a, popping on to say hello in person? I mean, I'm up for either, obviously, but yeah, I'll do my best to try and be on to view, regardless. So, but yeah, tell us a little bit about it. Put some more information in the thing. So, when does it start? Is it on? I'm assuming it's on your YouTube channel. I see you're building a Home Alone house, which, if we were going to buy curtains and stuff for the living room, me and my fiance did discuss we were going to buy a Home Alone house and build it together as a kind of Christmas present to ourselves. But we obviously opted not to do that. So watching your stream, mate, might be the next best thing to that. So yeah, watching you build a bag of homes. So it's going to be probably half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe an hour, depending on the size of the bag per night. All through December. Amazing, mate. I'm glad. I'd love to have. Well, obviously I'm off work, so I will have the free time. But I'd love to be able to have that kind of free time on a regular basis. But for a charity. So what charity is it? Let me know, and I'll try and plug it as best I can here. And once you've done some Instagram posts or whatever, I don't know, you said you got 5 minutes, whatever. Let me know. We can try and sort of plug it as best as possible. Certainly in the All-Star show that we got coming up, we'll talk about that then. But yeah, when does it start? Where? What's the charity for? That'll be interesting to know. I'll give it a quick shout out here before I log off. But yeah, look at this toy. This is an absolute beast. Loads of Technic in this as well. So I know it's going to be pretty sturdy, but I still can't get over the fact that they've had to attach all the loose pieces and dishes and stuff like that at such an early stage. It's crazy. But yeah, this is going to be massive. We've got this for probably, say, all in all, this entire set probably cost me like 20 quid. If I break down what I paid for the entire bit, add to it pieces that I ordered separate. And so I'm on page, will be on book 2 soon. So it comes to the end of book 1. I'm going to check something. I'm looking at this, I'm thinking it looks like there should be a part in there. No, wait, no, it's not right. I did start book 2. Where's it been? I haven't started a charity just yet, but I want to do a mental health related charity. Oh, good choice, mate. Good choice. You're all the Jedi. I want to do a mental health related charity, and that goes I'm sure quite a bit in the sort of a bit of passion. Yeah, just kind of something I'm passionate about. Yeah, same, mate. Absolutely. Like I've had my fair share of mental health issues. I've been quite open and honest with it on these streams. I haven't tried to focus on it too much because obviously people aren't going to do it all that necessarily. But I talked about it a little bit today earlier in the stream. Mainly due to the fact that I've got this surgery coming and I'm kind of dreading it. I've never been scared of medical things in the past. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big fan of going to hospital or being around hospitals and people like that. But since I was in hospital last year, I struggled a little bit with a bit of PTSD from some of the things that went on. It was quite a traumatic event that I went through when I was in hospital last year. Quite a serious illness. And since then, I kind of struggled with the idea of hospitals, doctors, surgeries, that kind of thing. So the idea of going back in to have this operation, which is nothing connected to last year's reason I was in hospital, but that's given me quite a lot of sort of anxiety, and I've struggled a little bit with coming to terms with what happened to me last year and the idea of going back into hospital again for something completely different. But I've been waiting for this operation for like maybe 2 years, so I've got to get it done. But you know, the silver lining is that I won't be in work during the busier time of the year. It's not necessarily a good thing, because I think as a store manager, I think I really should be. I would like to be there for my team. But because of the physical restraints and the reason I'm having the operation, it's getting harder and harder for me to do my job anyway. So the sooner I have this operation, the sooner I can get back to normal. And also I'm going to have it looming over me. But it does mean I'm going to be like laid up, like I said, for a bit over Christmas, and potentially have Christmas off, which it's not ideal. It's a bit selfish, but at the end of the day, you know, it does mean I can have a little bit of a break. It's going to be a busy time of the year for me, so that's kind of, you know, a bit of a silver lining, if you like. But yeah, where is this? 7th of November, that's today. There you go. Just going to check this bit that I've got on here, because there seems to be a large gap between the bricks and yeah, they did this kind of weird thing where they should have big gaps. Anyway, so yeah, December the 1st to the 24th, every night, 8 to 9-ish, to 10 to 11-ish. Oh wow, so you're going for roughly 2 hours. Jesus, you're going to do more, should be able to do more than a bag in that time. But I suppose the rate I've been going, it's probably about right. Although, what you're looking at here now is only all that Lego for back then is not even the third bag. Because I've got, just before you came on the stream, I'd started bag 3, even though it wasn't in bags, but going off what's in the instructions, this is still only halfway through bag 3. So back then, when these sets were coming out, there was obviously a lot more in the bags than there are now. But yeah, so that sounds good, mate. And obviously, if you're interacting with the chat and stuff, you've probably got a lot more viewers on than I would have. Then sounds about right, actually. 2 hours per bag, so you can chat as well. Yeah, amazing. So anybody watching out there, if I get a chance, I'll try and clip it. Try and clip this.
to make it a bit easier.
So head on over to Joel's Bricks on YouTube, and he's going to be doing a charity event throughout December, starting from the 1st of December to the 24th of December, every night around 8 or 9 o'clock-ish to 10, 11 o'clock-ish, building a bag, or possibly more, from the Home Alone Lego set. And he's going to be doing that for a charity which is yet to be confirmed. So guys, if you want to do a little bit for mental health charity and do your bit, and also enjoy watching the Lego Home Alone house being built and living vicariously through Joel, because you weren't able to get that set yourself, then go along and watch the stream and see somebody else build. That's probably the next best thing, right? So yeah, so it'll probably take around 1 to 2 hours per bag, since you need to reach out to the guests, read donations, messages. Yeah, great. Yeah, absolutely. It's spot on. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'll definitely try and get along to that. I can't promise I'll be there every night, but I will certainly try to view as many as I can, because I will be obviously more available. Usually it's between 8 and 9, 10-ish is the time that I get with my fiance in the evening when she gets home from work. Don't get to see her that often throughout the day, throughout the week. So we do get an hour or two in the evenings. So even when I'm kind of, off work and on my sort of rest time in my operation, she'll still be coming around at that time. So, but I will do my best, mate, to try and jump along and watch, enjoy the stream, and be active in the chat. I think that's one of the things that you really need to do for things to work well, is have someone who's going to be active in the chat. Next time I do this, I'll probably try and make sure I line up at least one person who's just going to sit along and watch, or even a co-host. That might work better. But yeah, if you need a co-host, mate, even just to pop on to say hello, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a whole hour, 2 hours, at any point you want to add, let me know, and I'm happy to come on and talk about builds with the chat and with you as well. But yeah, sounds good, mate. But look, I'm going to close it out, because the seat's starting to get uncomfortable. And my fiance is going to be away from work very soon, so I'll just start cooking some tea. But anybody who's been watching or has watched or watching back on replay, thanks a lot for coming along to my first ever live build stream. Hopefully I'm going to do it again. This boy is a lot more girthier than I expected it to be, and it's going to make a fantastic display piece eventually, so I'm not in any rush to get it up and on display. So therefore I think I might come back and do another live stream, and I'll advertise that probably a little bit better, with a little bit more notice, and hopefully some of you guys can come along to that. But yeah, enjoyed it. Great to chat to any of the guys who came out. Shout out to Papa Rex, to Oaktown Bricks, to Joel's Bricks, Padawan HQ, and who else came along? I'm trying to remember. Mavericks as well came along. I think that was about it. If I missed anybody, apologies. But yeah, thanks to all those guys who popped along. Oster, if you were in here just briefly, thanks for popping along. Thanks for showing some support. And yeah, first live stream, but hopefully the first of many. So give me some feedback, guys, in the comments below. And obviously hit me up over on Instagram and let me know what you thought. And see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Pieces of Lego out. Bye.